Hello.
Good morning, everyone. Or no,
It's
wait.
not morning.
Good afternoon, everyone.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. Sing along. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. Yeah, Spirit loves me.
Spirit loves me.
I know that.
I know that.
Spirit loves me.
Spirit loves me.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. Yeah. When I'm down,
When I'm down,
I turn to you.
turn to you.
When I'm down,
When I'm down,
you pull me through.
pull me through.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. Z.
All alone, feeling broken, I don't know where to go. Got a feeling if I'm willing, Spirit's opening the door, so I'm asking. Passing time while I'm crashing in a last sad gasp of confusion, and it's slow. A little knowing that won't let go. Can't ignore it, and you know I won't, cause it's growing in the open. No more hoping now. Spirit holds my soul and says you gotta let me love you now. You are worthy of this love, so why not let me love you now? For you are worthy of this love. Yeah.
I surrender
I surrender
every little thing.
every little thing.
I surrender.
I surrender.
Hear me sing.
Hear me sing.
Yeah, sing it. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. I am worthy of this love. You know I'm worthy of this love. Yes, I'm worthy of this love.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Reverend Dr. Melissa and Reverend Z. Good afternoon and welcome to this very special day honoring Reverend Kathy Scharmer. My name is Marilyn Kirk and I am a licensed practitioner with the Rio Grande Center for Spiritual Living in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It is my pleasure to greet all of you and to start off our celebration with the procession of ministers. For just a moment, I would like you to imagine that we are gathered together in a large center for spiritual living and are present to witness the ordination of Reverend Kathy Scharmer. If we were gathered in a large sanctuary, we would begin our ceremony with a processional of the ministers present. Today, we are having our processional in a new way, using the technology available to us via Zoom. And as a reminder, as I announce each minister in attendance, please remember to unmute yourself, turn on your video, and tell us your name, your center, and your location. And after I have introduced our ministers, if there is anyone that I've missed, please let me know by raising your hands so that I can have the pleasure of welcoming you as well. And then I will introduce our guest presenters. So today, it is my great pleasure to start off our processional with Reverend Linda Anson.
Hello, I'm Reverend Linda Anson with the Center for Spiritual Living Peninsula in Redwood City, California.
Thank you. And next we have Reverend Sally Bartholomew.
Good afternoon. I'm Reverend Sally Bartholomew, a staff minister at Oakland Center for Spiritual Living, zooming in from Antioch, California.
Thank you. Reverend Scioda Bell, we welcome you.
Good afternoon. I'm Reverend Sciotta Bell, the Spiritual Support Minister for the Centers for Spiritual Living in Santa Rosa.
Thank you. Reverend Tony Cormier, welcome.
Hi, I'm Reverend Tony Cormier with Centers for Spiritual Living, San Jose.
Thank you. And welcome to Reverend Z. Egloff and Reverend Dr. Melissa Felipe.
Hi, I'm Z. Egloff with Oh My God Life Focus Ministry.
And I am Melissa Felipe, also with Oh My God Life Focus Ministry, online and traveling all over. We're from everywhere.
Thank you. And next we welcome Reverend Rafe Ellis.
Good afternoon. Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister, Sierra Center for Spiritual Living, Grass Valley, California.
Thank you. And next I would like to welcome Reverend Champion Fleming.
Hi, I'm pleased to be here. My name is Champion Fleming, and I'm a minister at large.
Thank you. So I'd like to welcome Reverend Liz Luoma.
I'm Reverend Liz Luoma, presently ministering at Unity of Fort Collins. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome Reverend Laikia Param.
Hello, I am Reverend Aikya Param. I am with New Thought Prison Outreach Focus Ministry, and I'm in Oakland, California.
Thank you. And Reverend Peggy Tillery.
Hi, I'm Reverend Peggy Tillery. I'm a staff minister at the Center for Spiritual Awareness in West Sacramento, California.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome Reverend Topcheski, Harriet Topcheski.
Good afternoon. I'm Reverend Harriet Topcheski, and I'm affiliated with the Center for Spiritual Living in Redwood City, California. I live on the East Bay in Newark, California, and I am a local chaplain.
Thank you. And now on our East Coast side, I'd like to welcome Reverend Lucy Witt.
Hi, this is Reverend Lucy Witt, Minister at Large, Unity of Chicago, Illinois.
Thank you. Reverend Alan David Young.
Hello, my name is Alan David Young. I'm one of the assistants at CSL Peninsula in Redwood City, and I live in Oakland, California. Glad to be here.
Thank you. And Reverend Divine Joy Young.
Good afternoon. I'm Reverend Divine Joy Young. I am an ordained minister at large and chaplain, currently coming to you from Fort Collins, Colorado. Thank you.
Thank you. And I see Reverend Elizabeth Rowley has joined us.
I'm here, but I'm still in my jammies. So I'm Reverend Elizabeth Rowley, and I'm an ordained minister joining from San Luis Obispo at the Central Coast Center for Spiritual Living.
Thank you. Is there anyone that has joined us on our ministers that I missed in the looking on the screen trying to find you all? Please pipe up and say hello.
Hi, I'm Marcia Bencala, staff minister from the Center for Spiritual Living in San Jose, California.
Thank you, Reverend Marcia. Anyone else that I have missed? And now it's my great honor to present to you our esteemed faculty who will be working with us today. I'd like to introduce Reverend Carolyn Douglas, who is our presiding minister for today.
Hello, everyone. This is a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm the spiritual director at CSL Peninsula, as well as the Centers for Spiritual Living Regional Support Coordinator for Region 3. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. And our presenting minister and keynote speaker is Reverend Abigail Shire.
Hello, everybody. I'm Abigail Shire, and I'm the Associate Minister at Center for Spiritual Living, Seattle. And I am also the founding minister of Center for Spiritual Living in Peninsula.
Thank you. Our ordaining minister today is Reverend Edward Fillion.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I am Edward Fillion, and I am currently the spiritual leader for Centers for Spiritual Living located in Golden, Colorado. Nice to be here.
Thank you. And our ordination candidate for today is Reverend Kathy Scharmer.
Hello, everybody. I'm already tearing up. I got my great big box of Kleenex. It's going to be one of those days. Thank you all so much.
Thank you so much, Marilyn, and that beautiful procession of all the ministers. Welcome again, all these open hearts and open minds. I am just bursting at the seams today. We are going to have such a beautiful afternoon. My name is Carrie Majewski. I'll be your moderator for today. I am a member of the Leadership Council for CSL Peninsula. It is now my pleasure to introduce you to our presiding minister, the spiritual director for CSL Peninsula, Reverend Carolyn Douglas. I'd like her to come and open the formal ordination ceremony for Reverend Kathy Scharmer. I'm not crying either. Again, for the best viewing experience, please keep your Zoom settings on the gallery view. Reverend Carolyn.
Thank you so much, Carrie. I love every tear, every bit of emotion that you bring to what we're doing because you show us the sincerity, and that's the setting of spirit, the feeling that we have for that which we are doing. We are gathered here today to witness a magnificent ceremony of initiation, welcoming, and transformation. Ordination in the Centers for Spiritual Living is an initiation of the licensed minister into a lifelong calling of ministry. You know who she is, Reverend Kathy Scharmer. And just a few minutes ago, she acknowledged that her path, her journey took about 8 years formally, perhaps a little bit longer informally. And what that path looked like was the taking of the foundational certificated courses of science of mind. It also meant taking the practitioner, the professional practitioner license courses to receive a license to practice the techniques of spiritual mind treatment and spiritual counseling in a professional arena under the auspices of Centers for Spiritual Living. And finally, going and taking those master level college credits to become a licensed minister. There was the testing that was done, not only the written test, but there was the testing of spirit that says, Kathy, are you sure? And she said, yes. So it is a welcoming today on behalf of the family of ordained ministers of our faith, of one more into our ranks. And it is a transformation opportunity for Reverend Kathy, who we honor today. A transformation into the state of minister for a lifetime. We ministers, practitioners, center members, and friends are here to witness this holy rite. So with that, I would like to get us started by introducing Reverend Divine Joy Young to lead us in our invocation. Reverend Divine.
Thank you, Reverend Carolyn. Let us take a moment to breathe and to remember the one that is in fact breathing all of us collectively. Breathing in and knowing on this amazing day, this auspicious occasion, that each and every one of us here today has been part of Reverend Kathy's journey. We have been love and we have been support as Reverend Kathy has gone through all that she's gone through to deepen into spirit. And as Jamie Lula sings, something's calling me a little bit deeper than I've ever been before. And that's what this journey to ordination has been about. The sacred act of knowing God as our life partner. And so today I am so grateful that we are all here to fill up the screen with love and light and laughter, support, joyful tears, blessings, and to know that Reverend Kathy today is taking a vow. It's a sacred vow. It is a marriage to God. It is a sacred union. And as much as she has her sacred union with her beloved husband, John, she has her sacred union forever guiding, directing, and inspiring her partner as God. And that Reverend Kathy continues to deepen into spirit more and more each day. And to know that she is blessed, uplifted, raised up, praised up, to be all that she is, showing up as love, kindness, vulnerability, patience, compassion, anything and everything she needs to be present to the one. So I am just blessed that we can all bear witness to this today. And to know that we are always available on any level to be that loving, nurturing, extended hand to Reverend Kathy should she ever need it. I'm just giving thanks. Reverend Kathy said yes to this sacred vow today, giving thanks that we could all just be here with it. And so as we breathe and exhale and just know something wonderful is happening right here, right now. And it is this thing called the sacred vow for Reverend Kathy. So I know that everything that we have today in this ordination ceremony is magnificent, awesome, filled with love and blessings. And we just remind ourselves to celebrate a joyful noise via the chat box, via our expressions, so that Reverend Kathy can feel all of that. I'm blessed to know that the speakers that will be speaking their word on Reverend Kathy's behalf bless us all and remind us all also of the vows we've taken to remind us of who we are in case we, for just a brief moment, forgot. So I give thanks. I let this word go knowing all is good and very good. And if you'll just hold that with me by saying to yourself, and so it is. So we are. Amen. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you, Marilyn, Reverend Divine, and Reverend Carolyn. And fear not, there's going to be plenty of opportunity to interact with Reverend Kathy when the ceremony is over as well. So there's going to be no shortage of time to wish her well. Now it's time for some music, and it's time to hear from our fabulous musicians, Melissa and Z, both of whom are favorites of Reverend Kathy. But let me tell you a little bit about them first. Reverend Dr. Melissa Felipe is a singer, songwriter, and teacher with 9 albums of original music and release. Her wife, Reverend Z. Egloff, is a cartoonist, spoken word artist, and author of the spiritual humor blog, Life in ZD, A Goofball's Guide to Enlightenment. Melissa and Z are the founders of Oh My God Life, an online and traveling ministry. Their mission is to bring radical joy to the world. And with no further ado, Melissa and Z.
Thank you, Carrie. started out small, something less than a touch. I didn't even know it was you. God was unreliable, a crazy man, righteous, someone I should love and fear. What kind of sense is that? It started out small, something less than a touch. I didn't even know it was you. When I stumbled upon your power, I lost what I was taught. The crazy and the righteous enfolded in a love so vast it stretched the very definition of the word. Love. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me.
I surrender. I surrender to your love. I surrender. I surrender to your love.
You are not outside of me, and yet you are. It makes no sense, but then it does, for you are here wherever here may be. I speak to you, you speak to me. The voice is mine and not mine, landing in the space between where you and I vanish and begin, stretching the very definition of the word. Me. You. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me.
I surrender. I surrender to your love. I surrender. I surrender to your love.
I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence as me.
I surrender.
I feel your peace and your presence and your power.
Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Melissa and Z, for that reminder to surrender to love. Reverend Kathy is being ordained as a minister with Centers for Spiritual Living, founded by Dr. Ernest Holmes over 100 years ago. CSL is a worldwide organization with guiding principles that are available to all 400 plus spiritual communities in over 30 countries. These communities teach a new thought philosophy that brings religion and science together and offers spiritual tools to transform personal lives and help make the world a better place. We have a global heart vision that guides each spiritual community toward a greater vision of a world that works for everyone. Here to read the Declaration of Principles is CSLP Leadership Council member and Tai Chi Master, Elliot Mao.
Thank you, Grasshopper. Could you open my video, please? Or I will continue to be the watermelon with the heart. Yes. Okay. Hello, spiritual community, and especially Reverend Kathy. I have the honor to be sharing with you the Declaration of Principle. This is something that was first published by Ernest Holmes in the Science of Mind magazine, October 1927. And then we have a gender neutral version of it in 1997. Please help me listen to the Declaration of Principles. And I begin with, we believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existence cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but it is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. We believe in the incarnation of the Spirit in humankind, and all people are incarnations of the one Spirit. We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul, forever and ever expanding. We believe that the kingdom of heaven is within us and that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. We believe the ultimate goal of life is to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. We believe in the healing of the sick through the power of this mind. We believe in the control of conditions through the power of this mind. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that life of humankind is God. And now, it is my pleasure to bring up our Reverend Linda Anson, who is an ordained minister since February of 2018. Please help me welcome Reverend Linda Anson with her Global Heart Mission.
Thank you, Elliot. And thank you, Reverend Kathy, for inviting me to share the global vision with the group today. It's quite beautiful. And it is a work that is to help each community see and experience and be a part of creating a greater world that works for everyone. So our global vision for Centers for Spiritual Living is: we envision all people, all beings, and all life as expressions of God. We see a world in which each and every person lives in alignment with his or her highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with each other. A world in which individually and collectively we are called to a higher state of consciousness and action. We envision humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence and discovering the creative power of thought. A world where each and every person discovers his and her own personal power and ability to create an individual life that works within a world that works for everyone. We envision a world in which we live and grow as one global family that respects and honors the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience. We envision a world where personal responsibility joins with social conscience in every area of the political, corporate, academic, and social sectors, providing sustainable structures to further the emerging global consciousness. We envision a world where each and every person has enough food, a home, and a sense of belonging, a world of peace and harmony, enfranchisement and justice. We envision a world in which resources are valued, cared for, and grown, and where there is generous and continuous sharing of these resources. We envision a world culture in which forgiveness, whether for errors, injustices, or debts, is the norm. We envision a world which has renewed its emphasis on beauty, nature, and love through the resurgence of creativity, art, and aesthetics. We envision a world that works for everyone and for all of creation. Thank you. And I would like to introduce Reverend Marcia Benkala. Reverend Marcia and Reverend Kathy were both members at San Jose Center for Spiritual Living and also attended ministerial school together. Reverend Marcia was just ordained in September, and she will now do an inspirational reading. Thank you very much, Reverend Marcia.
Thank you, Reverend Linda. My reading is a blessing by John O'Donohue, who's a favorite of Kathy's, which I have slightly adapted. So, Reverend Kathy, my dear friend, this is a blessing for one who holds ministry. May the gift of ministry forever awaken in you, keep you mindful of the providence that calls you to serve. As high over the mountains, the eagle spreads its wings, May your perspective be bigger than the view of the foothills. When the way is flat and dull in times of gray endurance, may your imagination continue to evoke horizons. When thirst burns in times of drought, may you be blessed to find wells. May you have the wisdom to read time clearly and know when the seed of change will flourish. In your heart, may there be a sanctuary for the stillness where clarity is born. May your work be infused with passion and creativity and have the wisdom to balance compassion and challenge. May your soul find the graciousness to rise above the fester of small mediocrities. May your power never become a shell wherein your heart with silent atrophy. May you welcome your own vulnerability as the ground where healing and truth join. May integrity of your soul be your first ideal and the source that will guide you and bless your work. And also a reading from the Moments of High Resolve by Howard Thurman. In the quietness of this place, surrounded by the all-pervading presence of God, my heart whispers, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve, that in fair weather or in foul, in good times or in tempests, in the days when the darkness and the foe are nameless or familiar, I may not forget that to which my life is committed. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Thank you.
Thank you, Elliot, Reverend Linda, and Reverend Marcia for those beautiful words. I would now like to welcome our keynote speaker, Reverend Abigail Shire. Reverend Abigail is a vibrant visionary, dynamic speaker, and compassionate spiritual leader who founded CSL Peninsula in 2012. Reverend Abigail is on a mission to empower and awaken people to experience their own spiritual magnificence. Featured on the cover of the August 2018 issue of the Science of Mind magazine, Reverend Abigail draws inspiration from the great spiritual masters of all religions, which she then integrates with practical guidance in her speaking and teaching. Reverend Abigail believes we are here to help create the life God intended us to have, one of absolute joy, complete abundance, and freedom. Inspired by the collective potential of women, Reverend Abigail created the popular Sister Spirit in 2008. She continues to facilitate this annual spring retreat, empowering women to live fully in their authenticity, allowing their love, creativity, and spirituality to heal themselves and the world. Reverend Abigail has been a key figure in Reverend Kathy's spiritual growth since they first connected at a Sister Spirit retreat in 2009. It was at a later Sister Spirit retreat that Reverend Kathy, then not even a practitioner, decided to pursue her heart's calling as a minister. Reverend Abigail is now the Associate Minister at CSL Seattle. Welcome, Reverend Abigail.
Thank you so much, Carrie. And thank you for inviting me, Kathy, to do your keynote. I'm so honored. So I was really thinking about what are the key things? What is the most important thing that I would want to say to you, Kathy? And so I have 3 points for you to take into your life. And for all of you who are out here, of course, this talk is for you too, but really I'm focusing on Kathy. And I'm really focusing on the fact that Kathy is such an amazing person in this world and such a blessing. And so this ordination, many people don't know, ordination is kind of like a a marriage to the infinite. It really is. And so here we are at this very sacred and holy ceremony where Kathy is not like, maybe I'll be a minister, maybe I won't. It's more like, yeah, I'm totally 100% in. So since you're 100% in, Kathy, there's 3 points that I want to remind you of that you already know. The first point is that you are the light. And I was looking up this metaphor about the light bulb. I have a little light bulb here. The metaphor of the light bulb that I found in Joseph Campbell's Thou Art That. And he said, identify yourself with consciousness rather than the vehicle of consciousness. Your body is a vehicle of consciousness. Think of the lights that are in the room right now. You can say the lights, are plural, are on, or you can say the light, singular, is on. These are two ways of saying exactly the same thing. But in one case, you're talking about you're giving accent to the vehicle of the light, and the other, you're actually talking about the light. So if a light bulb burns out, like I have this burnt out light bulb, I don't go and take it out of there and then all of a sudden say, oh my God, what a pity. This is the bulb of all the bulbs. I don't do that. I take it out, throw it away. Well, I don't actually throw it away. I take it to the recycling place where they can recycle the hazardous materials inside of our bulbs that we have now. And then we put in a new bulb, right? We put in a new bulb. And so what is important about this? It's the illumination. Is it the illumination or is it the bulb? What is important? And what of these bulbs are the vehicles? They are the vehicles of light or of consciousness. So which do you identify yourself with? With the bulb or with consciousness? The consciousness would not be there if the bulb were not there, but it is consciousness that is of significance here. Ernest Holmes said, spirituality may be defined as an atmosphere of good, the realization of God. It cannot and does not borrow its light from another. It springs from within, coming from the wellspring of self-existence. It is a revelation of the self to the self, one's own at-one-ment with reality. And in the Gospel of Thomas, it says, if you bring forth that which is within you, what you have will save you. If you do not have that within you, what you do not have within you will kill you. So basically, it is our calling to be the light, to bring it forth into this world. There's a passage from the story, The Holy Grail. You might have heard of that one, Kathy. Kathy's been a huge fan of Ren fairs and all kinds of cool things like that. So I was thinking of this story from the Holy Grail, and it tells of the day when the knights of King Arthur's court gathered at the banquet hall. They're waiting for dinner to be served, and it was a custom that no meal could be served until an adventure had come to pass. And fortunately, adventures came to pass really frequently in those days. And on the present occasion, everybody was gathered around, and the Holy Grail appeared, but it was covered in a samite cloth. It hung in the air for a moment, and then it disappeared. Everyone was super excited about this. They were like, oh my God, I can't believe we saw the Grail, but it was covered. And so Gawain, the nephew of King Arthur, he rose and made a vow. He said, you know what? I propose that we all set forth right now on a quest to behold the Grail unveiled. And so it was that they agreed. So they all entered into the forest at a point that they alone had chosen, where it was the darkest and there was no way or path. Because if there was a way or path, it was somebody else's path, and somebody had already gone that way. So their quest was to bring forth something that had never been seen in the world. And what is it that can never and has never been seen? What has never yet been seen is your own life completely fulfilled. That is what the world has yet to see. Your life is what is yet to be brought into being. So your fulfillment of your life is the Holy Grail. You are the Holy Grail. You're the mystery of being. You're the veiled one. Your life's adventure is to experience the mystery that you are and filled with awe and wonder that you are the light. So the second point that's super important is to lean into God. Edward Teller said, when you get to the end of all the light that you know, it's time to step into the darkness of the unknown. Faith is knowing that one of two things shall happen. Either you will be given something solid to stand on, or you'll be taught how to fly. And I often think about ministerial school. You know, we used to joke about ministerial school was like jumping off the cliff and then building your wings on the way down. But really, we need to have that kind of faith. Like, you got to take a leap. You got to go into that unknown. You got to go into that place that's never been done before, that you've never gone to before, because that's where you're fully supported by the universe. And that's where we know and we experience the fullness of faith. So the third thing that I'd recommend to you, Kathy, is to allow love to break open your heart and lead you. Ernest Holmes said, love leads the way and the law makes the way possible. And it's funny, I also had another quote from Howard Thurman. He says that love bypasses all your hate and all your indifference, and it gets through to you at your center. You're powerless to do anything about it. And so as a minister in today's society, there's some polarization that's going on. It's pretty challenging. And really, love is the answer. Love leads the way. Love will bring you to peace. Love will bring you to unity. And so I want to encourage you to allow your heart to break open with love. I was reading a book by Parker Palmer, another inspirational person that I really admire. And he said, there are at least two ways to picture a broken heart. Using the heart in its original meaning, not merely at the seat of emotions, but at the core of our true sense of self. The conventional image, of course, is that a heart broken by unbearable tension breaks into 1,000 shards that become shrapnel, shards that are aimed at the source of our pain. And every day there's so many people who try and pick up the pieces of their broken heart. Some of them taking grim satisfaction in the way that the heart's explosion has injured their enemies. But here, in that way, the broken heart is an unresolved wound that we often inflict on others. But there's another way to visualize what a broken heart might mean. Imagine a small clenched fist and then a broken heart broken open. It's broken open into the largeness of life, into greater capacity to hold one's own and the world's pain and joy. Our own capacity to broaden what we can do in ministry for another. This too happens every day. Who among us has seen evidence in other people's life that compassion and grace can be the fruits of great suffering? So here, heartbreak comes as a source of healing, enlarging our empathy and extending our ability to reach out to one another. There's a story of a disciple of a rabbi, and the disciple asked the rabbi, he said, why does the Torah tell us to place these words upon our hearts? Why does it not tell us to place these holy words in our hearts? And the rabbi answered, it's because as we are, our hearts are closed. And we cannot place the holy words in our hearts. So we place them on top of our heart. And there they stay until one day our heart breaks and all the words fall in. So in this time period, in this very challenging time of living where we're amongst a pandemic and there's divisiveness between political parties and social unrest, it's quite a time to be a minister. And it's a very important calling. And so I want to encourage you to make a vote with your heart every day, a vote for love, every choice. I once heard from another minister that everything is either a call to love or a call for love. So I want to encourage you to be the love in this world. And part of that love means that you love yourself enough to take care of yourself as a minister, that you have self-care, daily spiritual practice, and good boundaries with you and your community and everybody that you're in relationship with. I encourage you to have that self-love so much that you take that into the community, into the country, and for this planet, and that you vote for love in all of those areas. And especially, I encourage you to take that love as your heart continues to break open with the fullness of love for the love of God. So I want you to imagine just for a moment somebody that you love deeply right now. And just hold that love in your heart. And I want you to just expand that love. Just feel the warmth, the light, and just feel it expand through your body. And now I want you to expand that love to everybody who's here. There's at least 50 people. There's probably more. Multiple people are sharing screens. Yes, expand that love out. And now imagine that and multiply that love by 100. Multiply that love by 1,000. And now realize in this moment that is not even a portion of how much God loves you. You can't do anything wrong. You are perfect exactly as you are. You are designed to be the light in the world. You're the Holy Grail. You're the mystery of being. You're the love of this world. And I'm so grateful that you're here. So take your light and shine it out in the world, Kathy Scharmer, because we all deserve to be imbued with your light and your love and who you are. And so it is. I love you.
Thank you, Reverend Abigail, for those beautiful words. Melissa and I are both honored to be here today in support of Reverend Kathy Scharmer, whom
Reverend forever, Kathy.
whom we both love dearly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No matter where your journey's starting from, there is a voice calling you.
True story. Harriet Tubman. True story. True story. When Harriet Tubman first escaped from slavery, she heard a voice that said, "I want you to help free others." You know what Harriet Tubman said to that voice? She said, "No." She said, "Not me, she said, I can't. But the voice wouldn't let up, it wouldn't let her be. I want you to help free others. I want you to help free others. Finally, Harriet Tubman, the woman who would be known as Moses, said yes. Yes. Walk by faith, not by sight. Moses walked in the middle of the night. Step by step, she followed a voice. She couldn't shut it off. She didn't have a choice. He told her when to move. He told her when to wait. She was walking in its footsteps. She was walking in its grace. It wasn't just her people Moses led through the night. It was anyone who's ever walked by faith and not by sight.
You gotta walk by faith, not by sight. Listening every step of the way. Walk on into the night. Let that northern star be your guiding light.
True story. Harriet Tubman, with the help of the Union Army, once freed 750 enslaved people in one day. Can you imagine 750 people? Moses brought them home. The voice of spirit doesn't mess around. When you listen to that voice, you were never the same. When you listen to that voice, you are free. And it doesn't stop there. You take others with you. The 750 are still alive today. They're your sisters and your brothers in struggle and in pain. They're your doubts and your fears when you say, I can't, but you can. And you will. When you walk by faith, not by sight. Moses walked in the middle of the night. Step by step, she followed a voice. She couldn't shut it off. She didn't have a choice. It told her when to move. It told her when to wait. She was walking in its footsteps. She was walking in its grace. It wasn't just her people Moses led through the night. It was anyone who's ever walked by faith and not by sight.
You gotta walk by faith, not by sight. Listening every step of the way. Walk on into the night. Let that northern star be your guiding light. No matter where your journey's starting from, there is a voice calling you, taking you home. You've got to walk by faith, not by sight. Listening every step of the way. Walk on into the night. Let that northern star be your guiding light. Walk on into the night. Let that northern star be your guide.
It wasn't just her people Moses led through the night. It was anyone who's ever walked by faith and not by sight.
Standing ovation. Me and Reverend Abigail. My faith bucket is just more full than it has been in quite some time. So thank you so much for those messages. Now for the moment we have all been waiting for. Most of all, Reverend Kathy, I'm guessing. It is time for the ordination of our beloved Reverend Kathy Scharmer. Reverend Kathy will be presented as the ordination candidate by Reverend Abigail. One more reminder, please make sure that you are in gallery view with non-video participants selected for the best view for the ceremony. The confirmation of ordination is always done by a representative from the Centers for Spiritual Living Home Office. We are so blessed today to have the Reverend Dr. Edward Fillion as the overall spiritual leader for all 400 plus spiritual communities for the Centers for Spiritual Living as the ordaining minister for this ceremony. Welcome, Reverend, and thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Besides being the overall spiritual leader for the Centers for Spiritual Living, Dr. Edward is the spiritual director of the Santa Rosa Center and also leads spiritual retreats worldwide. He's a prolific author of published material, spiritual articles, and books by Penguin Random House and St. Martin's Press, to name a few. Edward has received 2 honorary doctorate degrees from Centers for Spiritual Living, and in 2018, he was awarded our movement's cherished Ernest Holmes Award for exemplary demonstration of Dr. Holmes' teachings. May I ask Reverend Abigail, Dr. Edward, and Reverend Kathy to unmute their videos. Reverend Abigail will begin the ceremony as the presenting minister. Reverend Abigail.
Thank you, Carrie. So ministers, practitioners, members, family, and friends, we present to you Reverend Kathy Scharmer to be ordained into the ministry of Centers for Spiritual Living. It is my pleasure to be her presenting minister. I met Kathy in 2009 at Sister Spirit, and what I discovered about her is that she had that kind of eagerness, jump right in kind of attitude. And she's in Sister Spirit, she immediately became our go-to person to arrange blessings, smudge and water blessings, and to if there's anything we needed, she would say yes to. She conspired on behalf of all the people at Sister Spirit to fundraise for a donation to the Dream Team. She participated in so many ways, and I can tell you she was such a great help at that time. And in 2012, I founded CSLP, and she and John Scharmer were founding members, and I had no idea that she would change my life. Like, I had no idea what an angel I had when I got Kathy Scharmer in my support system. And over and over again, I had said this prayer. I'm a fully supported minister. That's been my prayer. And Kathy is one of those people who will just step in and create. She was my partner in co-creation at CSLP. I mean, something that she said to me that I will never forget. I will never forget is she said, "You are a visionary. You dream, you do your vision, and I will create the structure to make it happen." Now, I don't know about you, but as a minister, that was like the coolest thing I've ever heard. What? She said, "You be you, and I'll make sure it happens." And it was really sweet to have Kathy as a supporter. And she was on the board of trustees, and she helped out in marketing. She helped create events. We did international spiritual travel cruises together. We did camping trips. So she's been a very key part in my life, in my ministry, when I was stepping into my fullness. And so stepping away from CSLP was a big deal for me. And I love all my former community members that are out there. I love you so much. I miss you. And I miss Kathy a lot. I do. And I know that gave her an opportunity to step into the fullness of her ministry in order for her to really shine. And so she became a minister in 2017. I just had her as a minister for a year. And these last 2 years, she has really stepped up and supported the center and doing talks and doing all kinds of things behind the scenes. And so it's a pleasure to present this amazing woman who is generous and thoughtful and kind-hearted and dignified and has such a huge heart, to all of you, to be presented for ordination.
Thank you very much, Reverend Abigail. Are you convinced that this person, Reverend Kathy, who you are presenting, are you convinced that she is prepared and worthy for the office and the work of an ordained minister of religious science?
We have inquired concerning Reverend Kathy Scharmer and believe her to be both prepared and absolutely 100% worthy.
My friends, then, this candidate has been found to be prepared and ready to receive ordination in Centers for Spiritual Living, having now completed the required period of licentiate ministry. We are gathered here to witness a magnificent moment, a ceremony of initiation, welcoming, and transformation. Ordination is an initiation of a licentiate minister into the lifelong calling of ministry. It is also a welcoming on behalf of the family of ordained ministers of our tradition, welcoming of one more into our ranks. Reverend Kathy, the presenting minister, Reverend Abigail, will now charge you with your ministerial commitment. So I invite you to take a deep breath in and sigh.
Reverend Kathy, the ties of a minister to her ministry represent a bond that is sacred. It is empowering, it is safe, constant, and with this ceremony, everlasting. With ordination, you step into a new life of spiritual service and commitment. Ministry, with its glorious moments of holy revelation and its changing moments of messy group dynamics, becomes your lifelong passion, your own classroom, your own crucible. Today, you enter a path of no return. You become a minister for life. This union is to be undertaken with great consideration and respect for your ministry, for those people who comprise your ministry, and of course for yourself. Out of all the possibilities for giving your gifts to the world, you have chosen to be a minister of Centers for Spiritual Living. This is a huge and tremendous blessing for us. And we want it to be a huge and tremendous blessing for you as well, year after year. Over the years, you and your ministry will change. But your unchanging commitment to the desires of your heart that brought you here today will ensure a life of sacred satisfaction in your ministry. Do not hold back. Give all the wisdom, the organization skills, and all the love that you have to give. And of course, love is the most important part. As a minister, you must have a breadth of heart that holds others' hearts, that comforts and heals, and remains deep enough to serve your own spiritual growth. Don't be an island. Seek the help and support you need. Get your rest, take your breaks. Remember, you are committed for life, and life is long. So let your thoughts be centered on the divine and seek to see the Holy One in every person you meet. I charge you, dear friend and minister, to teach, to heal, to love, to minister of all, to be the minister to all. And may the peace of God be ever in your heart, the truth of God be expressed through your words, and the light of God move through your hands into the world that awaits the mighty gifts you have to give.
Reverend Kathy, the Centers for Spiritual Living has consented to this convening of this ordination service in recognition of the fact that your ministry is precious to it. Centers for Spiritual Living offers you the celebration to demonstrate your sincerity and commitment to its ever-enlarging dream of growth in consciousness that will lift the human spirit and heal a troubled world. So, Reverend Kathy, for the next part, I'm going to invite you to please stand and get ready for our ordination. Reverend Kathy, you have heard the charges offered by Reverend Abigail. Are you prepared to take these vows to become a minister for life in the Centers for Spiritual Living? If so, please say, I am.
I am.
And do you dedicate yourself to respond faithfully to the needs of all of those who come to call upon you? And will you bring the very best that you are into your ministry for the love of the people you serve and for your own deepening? If so, please say, I will.
I will.
I invite you then to please fold your hands over your heart as a symbol of the sanctity with which you take these vows. Reverend Kathy, do you promise to love and be loyal to the teachings of Science of Mind and to the ministry you serve? And do you promise to minister to all those who come to you to the best of your ability and seek to see the face of God in all people? And do you promise to maintain your own spiritual practice so that your relationship with Spirit is always fresh and new? And do you promise to promote harmony and peace and right action wherever you find you are called to minister? If so, please answer, I do.
I do.
With this in mind, then, Reverend Kathy, please repeat after me. I, Reverend Kathy,
I, Reverend Kathy,
commit to my ministry for my lifetime.
commit to my ministry for my lifetime.
I promise to open my life to God
I promise to open my life to God
so that I may hear what is mine to do.
so that I may hear what is mine to do.
I promise to tenderly care
I promise to tenderly care
for all who come to me
for all who come to me
in spiritual need.
in spiritual need.
From this day forward,
From this day forward,
I will seek to make the world
I will seek to make the world
a place of increased love, peace, and joy.
a place of increased love, peace, and joy.
I send my word forth
I send my word forth
to heal and to prosper.
to heal and to prosper.
And I pray that God is fulfilled
And I pray that God is fulfilled
in, through, and as me.
in, through, and as me.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Reverend Kathy, because you have been found eminently qualified for ordination and because you have made your sacred vows here in Zoom land before all of your colleagues and friends and loved ones, by the authority vested in me by the Centers for Spiritual Living, I now confer upon you ordination as a minister for Centers for Spiritual Living. Congratulations. And John, please come forward. And this is where the virtual applause is happening and homes all around as we witness it. John has in his hands a stole, and I'll take a moment to describe that. It's a very important part of our ceremony. It's a special gift from Centers for Spiritual Living. It's a symbol of your newly acquired station as an ordained minister. Now, the stole that you see over there that we confer on newly ordained ministers, it's a symbol of the commitment of those promises that you just made, symbol of the devotion of a life of spiritual service. And when you wear it, it acts as a reminder of the power of the infinite one that is available permanently. So whenever you put that on, this moment in time will be available to you as a memory. It's also a garment, we say, a garment of spiritual power. It's purple and gold, and though colors mean different things to different people, among people of faith, purple is typically understood to be the color of devotion, also of mystery and peace and nobility, all these things. Purple combines the calm stability of blue and the fierce energy of red, bringing it all together. It is trimmed in gold, which is intimately linked with divinity. Gold symbolizes wealth when used wisely, and represents illumination and love and compassion and courage. The satin fabric is a reminder that your ministry, just like your life, is woven from the threads of many people, events, and understandings. And it is all of these many different experiences that make your life, as well as your ministry, strong and a beautiful tapestry of truth. The smooth quality of the satin is important too, because it can remind us that in our rough spots, which, wouldn't you know, appear even in ministry, that if we lean into our spiritual being, we find there a place of smoothness beneath the ever-present activity of life's challenges. Our Science of Mind symbol is on there too. The teaching symbol expresses the triune nature of the divine, continually revealing itself in our lives, in our world, reminding us that spirit descends into and expresses as all form. It's a reminder that all is sacred, all is divine. So every time you wear this stole, you are linked with all the clergy and spiritual teachers around the globe and across centuries, ancestors. So you will then carry upon your shoulders the form and the essence of your ministry, your clarity, your love, and the strength of the philosophy that you are teaching in the world. This stole is a reminder of the loving blessing that you are receiving and that you are bringing to the world. Reverend Kathy, the time has come for you to accept this symbol of your spiritual power. May it be that each time you put the stole on your shoulders for all the years of your ministry, that in that moment that it touches your shoulders, you will be aware that you draw your strength from a presence that is infinite. May you remember that the love that accompanies the presentation of this stole here today stays with you permanently when you wear it. And may you always enter the clarified partnership of the divine when you feel this stole on your shoulders. It's time to bestow the stole on you, and so you have chosen the man who is holding it, your husband, John, to put it on your shoulders. So John, would you please do the honors for us and place the stole around Reverend Kathy's shoulders? Thank you, John. And thank you, Reverend Kathy. I'd just like to invite you to take a moment, and to all the guests and clergy who are present, let's take a moment together to make a placeholder in our memory for this moment, to feel the significance of it and the blessing of it. Now, I know there are plenty of people who wish to give you their congratulations in person, and I know we have an opportunity to do that in breakout rooms. So let me say that the formal part of our ceremony is now concluded, and you are ordained. My blessings to you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Edward. I'm just going to kind of cry through this. So I'm just, yeah, please, everybody, turn your videos on. Everyone, take a moment, scroll through these. I'm certainly doing this. Look at the love that is in this room, in this Zoom land, as Dr. Edward calls it. We are all love. This whole event, as you talk about deepening to spirit, our theme, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Each and every speaker, each and every song, each and every person that is in this group right now watching this ceremony. This is love. You want to see what love looks like? Look around you. We are it. We are love. And I wanted to just thank all of you for all the gifts that have been given to me, for this journey of life that I have been on, that was 20 years in the thinking, 8 years in the making. And just that, so I'm going to cry on this one. Abigail saw something in me that I did not see. And forever, I will always, always hold you special in my heart. You know, this whole deepening to spirit, which is the theme that I've selected for this event, is actually an annual theme that I've been living all year. And it just shows up anytime I'm asked to, like, why am I doing something or what is my intention? So I was taking a class with Reverend Kathy Ann Lewis out of Seattle. It's called Creative Living. And before the class started, we were all asked to state our intention. I said, my intention is to deepen to spirit. Well, if any of you know Reverend Kathy Ann, she's not going to let me get away with just saying some nice, pretty words. Called me out right then and there and said, okay, stop. Beautiful sentiment. What will be different in your life when you deepen to spirit? How do you know when you're deepening to spirit? What changes with you when you're deepening to spirit? Those are big questions. Those are really big questions. And again, God bless Reverend Kathy Ann. She goes, think about it. Send me an email in a couple days. Don't hasten these answers. And I did. And I started looking at the things that had meaning in my life. And that when I expanded my sense of self to something bigger than me, what came up? And one of the things that came up in this process was a calling to work with the homeless. Many of you know my story and how close homelessness has touched my life. And if there is a legacy, I'm just going to cry all through this. So if there's a legacy that I can give to this person in my life who has passed, and for all intents and purposes, he passed due to homelessness, then it is my devotion to this cause that I now pledge my ministry. I have found an organization out of Sonoma called Sonoma, Patricia, Line, Homeless Action Sonoma, HAS. You'll see their address actually in the PowerPoint that was sent earlier, so if anyone did want to donate. But they are a grassroots organization, just got started about a year ago. And it is their intention not to just give somebody a meal or open a bed and a shelter that they come into and then they're back out on the streets. They want to teach. They want to educate. They want to help people move beyond where they are. And if you just stop and think about that concept for a moment, I know myself, I have certainly been in places that I didn't want to be in. And I may not have known how to get out of that without the love and support of many of the people in this room. That's what their organization is devoted to, is to provide the support structure. I'm a life coach with them now. And again, if anybody would like to donate to this organization on behalf of this ordination ceremony, I'm sure they would be deeply appreciative. And when I look at deepening to spirit, that's deepening to spirit. Taking action for something that is meaningful to me. And when I look just at my own center, deepening to spirit also brings me to a greater sense of authenticity. I don't laugh at inappropriate jokes. I don't slough off something that might have been hurtful to someone else. That's not my authentic self. And when I'm feeling that connection to spirit, I'll call it out with love in my heart, because that's deepening to spirit. Another thing that I've realized in deepening to spirit was the confidence I have in me. I don't second guess my decisions. I don't ask 5,000 people for their opinion on what I should do. I believe in the spirit in me providing the direction that I am going in. I am deepening to spirit. And the final thing that came to me through my meditations, when I have that connection, when that presence is just shimmering all around me, I am never alone. And with that, I would like to invite Melissa and Z to do their final song. Thank you all.
I know we are only one of so many here today, and not just who's here today, who just love you so much, Kathy Scharmer, Reverend Forever Kathy Scharmer. So congratulations, and to both you and Spirit, because, you're both blessed.
Match made in heaven.
Exactly. Okay. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. I am here with you. You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. God is here with you.
There is only one life, one power, one source, in and through the truth of Reverend Kathy Scharmer. This is the truth of her ministry. A ministry of life, a ministry of love, a ministry of service. And so I speak a word for and about Reverend Kathy's ministry, as I know that Reverend Kathy is never alone. I am grateful to know that Spirit is right here with her, as her, guiding her. Every step, every word, every heart she speaks to, every heart she touches. I am grateful that in the same way that Reverend Kathy is never alone, her ministry is a testament to this connection, to the interconnectedness of all beings. Her ministry is a testament to the love that guides us all, that connects us all. I am grateful for the expansion, for the blooming of Reverend Kathy's ministry in the world. What a gift. What a blessing. And so I release this prayer to Spirit. I give it back to the one who makes all things possible beyond what we can even imagine in this moment. And I release this by saying, and so it is. Amen.
You are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. Love is here with you.
Congratulations, Reverend Kathy. It's all.
Yay, yay, yay!
And thank you to everyone who helped to participate in that beautiful ceremony. Now I want to invite Reverend Tom Cormier to do our closing.
So I just invite us all to take a breath in together. Just as we deepen the Spirit and we feel this love that's been generated around our ordained Reverend Kathy Scharmer. Let's feel it for a moment. Sweet life that surrounds us now, keep us all in this love of connection. May we come to understand and to know that Spirit is present as we bless each person here today. And may Spirit bless you and keep you. May Spirit make his face shine upon you. May Spirit lift up his countenance and smile upon you. Go and love each other well. Peace be with you. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Reverend Tony. And I also wanted to mention that Reverend Tony is an ordained minister at CSL San Jose and a dear friend of Kathy's, and who has been instrumental in Reverend Kathy's path to ordination as her own spiritual guide and coach for many years. So thank you for that prayer, Reverend Tony, and for your presence in Reverend Kathy's life. So the ordination ceremony is now concluded. So we do have many people that we would like to thank. So let me go ahead and share my screen here so that you can see who all of them are. And these are the folks who really helped to contribute to this magical ceremony today. I'd like to call out a special thank you to Elliot Mao, who's done the graphics for everything you've seen, every invitation program, and also this thank you slide. So Thank you, Elliot, for your graphic prowess. As per usual, it's just been so appreciated. Again, just reminders that donations can be sent to the treasurer at the Homeless Action Sonoma project that Kathy was discussing. The address is here, and you also have it in the email that was sent out earlier. And just a reminder that they are a very new organization, so they are not able to take any debit or credit cards as of yet. It's only a hard copy check. So please do note that if you do want to donate. And we thank you in advance for that.